What is going on, guys? Got a battle here, and yeah, this time it is 3rd Gen OU. Yes, 3rd Gen OU. Back when Charizard didn't get absolutely destroyed by Stealth Rocks, back then. But yeah, so this is a 3rd Gen OU match I had on the Pokemon Online server because it's almost impossible to get like a 3rd Gen OU battle on Smogon, so I just went on PO, or on the PO server. But yeah, anyways, there's no team preview in 3rd Gen, but I can talk a little bit about my team. So there's my team, and yeah, so as you can see, my lead is a Zapdos, and it's an offensive Thunderbolt HPI Zapdos with Agility and Baton Pass, a special Blaziken, a Crocoon, specially defensive Celebi, or physically defensive Celebi, specially defensive Claydol, and then a Dragon Dance Salamence. So yeah, anyways, let's just get to the battle. So I'm going to lead with my Zapdos as my opponent leads with a Skarmory. Now the switch is fairly obvious, so I'm going to go for that early gen U-turn, that big Baton Pass, as he ends up bringing in the Regice. So I'm going to bring in my Blaziken here, and I'm just going to go for the safe Sky Uppercut, just because that thing is a pretty big threat, just because my team really can't handle it. So I go for the Sky Uppercut as he brings in this Suicune, and this Suicune is going to take that Sky Uppercut like an absolute monster. So pretty much, I gotta switch out here because I need that, wow, I can't talk right now. Yeah, because I need my Blaziken for that Regice, so I bring in my Celebi to take a Surf, and, I'm gonna take that very well. So now I'm just gonna go for a Leech Seed because I don't have a Grass move, and, whatever I can Leech Seed, pretty much will be very nice. So he brings in this Regice, and I do get a Leech Seed on this thing, which is pretty good. So now I'm gonna bring in my Blaziken here, as he's actually going to make a pretty good play and predict that. So he's going to go for the Thunderbolt as I do bring in my Blaziken, and that is going to do, a little bit less than half, but like that does way too much if this thing is probably like bulky. But then again, Blaziken does have pretty bad defenses. But yeah, anyways, Leech Seed and Leftovers is kind of going to help, but not too much. So now I'm going to go for the Thunder Punch here because, the Suicune switch in is fairly obvious. And yeah, that Thunder Punch is going to do a pretty decent amount. And Thunder Punch is actually special this gen, because what determines whether a move is physical or special is its typing. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to switch out here into my Zapdos, kind of predicting him to predict my Celebi to come in and bring in his Skarmory. But he is actually going to bring in this Regice, and that is just an extremely big threat. Again, so I got to switch out into my Claydol. Or I Baton Pass, actually, whatever, it's still like switching out. But yeah, so I go into my Claydol because I thought, just because Claydol is specially defensive, I could take an Ice Beam, and I really didn't want him predicting me to bring in my Blaziken and go for another Thunderbolt. But he is going to freeze me on this Ice Beam, which just is like blah 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 blah. But oh well. Anyways, I luckily unthaw here, and I go for the Explosion, and even though it does cut his defenses in half, it's not going to take him out just because Claydol, really doesn't have the best attack in the world. But yeah, anyways, now I can bring in my Blaziken, and I am just going to go for the safe Sky Uppercut, because, he might predict me to go for the Thunder Punch, and, if he goes for like a Rest or something, that is going to be very bad. So I just go for the Sky Uppercut to do, to take out this Regice. So that's one really big threat out of the way, but it brings in this Starmie, and, I really don't want to have to lose my Blaziken, right now, so I'm going to switch out here into my Celebi, just to take a Surf or Hydro Pump, but he is actually going to go for the Ice Beam, and he ends up getting a crit, so that's really going to suck, because my Celebi is going to die off, and yeah, he just takes me out with a Ice Beam. So pretty much now I can bring in my my Zapdos, just because I know Zapdos can take at least one Ice Beam, because Zapdos does have a pretty good special defense stat. So I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt here to try to knock this thing out, but he is going to bring in the Snorlax here, and that Snorlax is going to take that Thunderbolt like a monster. So pretty much, I gotta switch out here because I need my Zapdos for later. So I'm gonna go out here in my Blaziken, thinking that maybe I could take a Frustration or Return from this thing. but he is actually going to go for the curse, and that is very bad because now my Sky Uppercut isn't going to do nearly as much as it could do. So he is going to go for the frustration here and easily one-shot me because, again, Blaziken has very bad defenses, and this Sky Uppercut, doesn't even do half. Like, that is just terrible. So yeah, he takes him out with the frustration, and pretty much I am going to lose my Blaziken, which is pretty bad, but now I can bring in my Salamence, just because, I figured with an Intimidate, he will be at neutral, attacking stat or where he was before, so I can just set up a Dragon Dance and then hit him with an HP Flying, and Hidden Power Flying is actually physical this gen, because again, moves, are determined by their typing, whether they're physical or special. But he actually sets up another curse, and I'm just going to hit him with a Hidden Power Flying here, as he is actually going to get greedy, I think, right here, and go for a third curse, and that's going to come into play because, after this Hidden Power Flying, he will be at a low amount of HP in where my Zapdos can come in and just revenge kill him. I'm guessing he doesn't go for the rest just because he didn't want my Salamence to set up even more Dragon Dances while he's asleep. So he just goes right for the frustration and is easily going to take me out. But now, again, because he is at a very low amount of HP, I can bring in my Zapdos and pretty much just finish him off with the Thunderbolt. So luckily, I am not going to get swept by this Snorlax. And yeah, goodbye Snorlax. So that thing is gone, but he still has 3 other pokes, and 2 of them I don't really think I know what they are, so I still got to be very careful. And now he brings in this Gengar, so I know the Ice Punch is coming, so I'm going to switch out here into my Suicune, and again, Ice Punch is special this gen, so that's why he has Ice Punch, So yeah, anyways, I do take that Ice Punch pretty well, and now I am just going to start setting up Calm Minds, because I know if I can get up a few Calm Minds, I might get a little mini sweep going. So I go for a Calm Mind here, as he ends up going for a Thunderbolt, and that's not really going to do that much. It only does half, and my Suicune doesn't even have any special defense investment. But now that I set up a Calm Mind, I can just start taking these Thunderbolts extremely well. So I am going to go for a rest, just because I know a Surf probably won't kill him from full. So I go for a rest here, so I can just start Sleep Talking and possibly, get a few Surfs or a few Calm Minds and take this thing out. So he goes for a Thunderbolt now, and I think I just go for the Calm Mind, and luckily for me, I do get the Surf the first turn, and I will pretty much do just a massive amount of damage to this thing, and yeah, that's easily going to 2-hit KO. So now I think I go for another Calm Mind, or not a Calm Mind, I go for a Sleep Talk, and I get the Calm Mind here, as he goes for another Thunderbolt. So pretty much, I am going to get the Calm Mind, so I am going to be at +2, and now I can easily take these Thunderbolts, and this is why I love Crocoon in 3rd gen, just because it's so powerful, or at least, I think it's really powerful, because, less stuff to actually kind of deal with it, it's just so powerful. But yeah, anyways, here he's going to go for an Explosion, just because, Thunderbolt really isn't going to do anything, and Explosion is his best bet. But, since Gengar doesn't have the best attacking stat ever, and Suicune is very bulky, I am going to be able to live it. But, he just brings in this Starmie here, and he's going to go for the Hydro Pump, which was kind of risky, just because, it could have missed, or it might not have killed, and then I would have just rested, and then, swept his entire team. But he, hits it and takes me out, so yeah. Anyways, now I bring in my Zapdos, and I know I can take an Ice Beam like I said before, so I am going to take this, and I am just going to easily knock him out with the Thunderbolt here, which pretty much means that this will be the game, because his last 2, which are Suicune and Skarmory, are not going to be able to take hits from the Zapdos. Now I brings in Suicune, and here I'm actually going to get a crit, and I'm not really sure if it mattered or not, just because I'm guessing he's probably like a Crocoon, but if he's not, I'm really not sure if it mattered. Then again, I am an offensive Zapdos, and it is a stab Thunderbolt, so I really don't know, but whatever. Anyways, now he brings in the Skarmory, and because 30 doesn't act like a built-in Focus Sash, he is going to die, but even if he would have had the built-in Focus Sash of 5th gen, aka Sturdy, then pretty much he really couldn't have done anything to me other than maybe Drill Peck or something. But yeah, anyways, that is going to be the game. Hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, what do you guys think about 3rd gen, It's really, really fun. You should all try it. If you haven't played it on PO, you really should, because it's really, really fun. The metagame is different, the sets that each Pokemon run are different. It's just really, really fun. You know, it's kind of hard to get a battle, but it's really, really, really fun. And I just said that a lot, but whatever. Anyways, see you guys later, and yeah, peace out. Goodbye. Okay, stop recording.